Are you claiming anything back in Duval?
What you mean?
Like gang, you in a gang?
Nah, I ain't in no game. I'm been detained.
Yeah, you're detained. You're not free to leave.
Youthful and Ace has been popular for all the wrong reasons. The primary operator's death on his day after Ace's dark post, announcing the release of 2 music videos and throughout many days accepting responsibility for following Fulio's death. Video of the arrest of a rapper a few months ago has gone viral. And why was Ace taken into custody? See how Young and Ace was taken into custody.
Right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be provided to you at no cost.
Ace is youthful and has experience with breaking. Earlier this year, he discovered the law handcuffed himself. Despite the rapper is free on bail, but his most recent arrest might him for a lengthy period behind jail, and he doesn't seem to be at all perturbed. So what led to his arrest on April 16, 2024? Began in Jacksonville just like any other, but for Ace this evening, the beach would becoming one he would be afraid of around 8:30 p.m. for the remainder of his life. A black Chevy Suburban that was hired was moving through the inside of the city. There were 6 occupants in the car. Ace the SUV was leading the group toward Angie Subs, a well-liked local restaurant. When it got closer to a 4-way intersection, issues arose when the SUV's driver did not slow down or halt near the junction, where there was an obvious, regrettably, a traffic infraction wasn't ignored by the local law enforcement cops, who made the decision to tow the car excessively, starting what seemed to be a regular traffic standstill after the SUV. As the cops pulled up, they driving with care. The motorist was requested to leave and give identification. It was found rather quickly. The driver's lack of a legitimate license, resulting in his quick apprehension. This was just the beginning of the infraction. The motorist in the Iceberg's path. Cops surrendered their custody. Paying attention to the individuals that are still on board, was at this time that the circumstances started things become worse. The cops discovered that Ace and the driver were verified gang members, bringing up the traffic stop's stakes. Totaling 6 occupants inside the SUV, the officers made the decision to request assistance, feeling that everything could intensify as soon as more units arrived. During the car's examination began with what they discovered inside the Chevrolet Suburban would transform this regular visit into a significant news article. The police intuition, proven to be accurate. During the black Chevrolet Suburban was searched, cops discovered something shocking. Authorities found a total of 7 loaded, and among them, chambered firearms. Weapons was an obvious black rifle. A scene on the floorboard that instantly saw the officers focus, but that was just the starting. With the floorboard on the second row, police discovered a blue bag. Inside this, they discovered a Draco handgun and both the black pistol, and within reach of Young and Ace, who was occupying the rear seat. The finding of them in the midst of the SUV weaponry resulted in the detention right away of every traveler, even Young Ace. The cops recorded every gun, seeing that a single semi-automatic weapons were equipped with armor-piercing rounds, off a fact that enhanced the gravity of the circumstance. Ace, whose actual Bullard, whose name is Key, was detained and transferred to the Duval County Jail. As per Bullard's arrest report was attached to constructive ownership of 3 handguns, are a word used to characterize a circumstance in which a person has access to and command of a gun, even if it is not in direct contact with them. After his Ace was arrested and placed under the Duval County Jail, the seriousness of the allegations, weapon possession by an opponent of his felony conviction, loomed looming. But his legal team acted swiftly to get his release. His bail amount was determined to be $150,000, is a significant sum that reflects, fortunately, given how severe the allegations were. Prisoners in the state of Florida include need to provide 10% of their bond in order to get published for Ace, which implied appearing with $15,000. The rapper posted the necessary bail sum and was free from prison the next day. But there were severe requirements before he could be free. Imposed by the court, he was mandated to possess no communication with members of other gangs, a clause intended to stop additional illegal behavior and guaranteeing public. He was also confined for safety from communicating with any witnesses except from his mother. The relevant witnesses were probably the individuals riding in the SUV when he was taken into custody. And hardly it appears that 2 months after he obtained bond, it seems like the rapper is going back to prison. This time for alleged murder, because he's having ties to a horrifying homicide devoted to Tampa's new development, has been shattered by a violent wave that has left the neighborhood in disarray for days, before a startling murder that garnered national notice. The peace of this suburban region was devastated by a string of vicious atrocities that the most horrifying of them was the killing of Julio Fulio, a rapper from Florida. Died startled the city and seemed to be becoming more serious as the federal government has been compelled to step in, which was verified in a town hall emergency meeting with the Tampa chief of police working in close collaboration with I talked with the Jacksonville sheriff. I've addressed the statewide. I've had a conversation with our prosecutor. I've spoken with the ATF and the FBI, and everyone is collaborating to make sure that we are able to detain and arrest those responsible who are entering violent crimes being committed in our city, but the police chief did not stop there. Revealed a revelation that will blow the case open and perhaps witness the officers that apprehended Fulio's killers were investigating social media and rap lyrics postings in their inquiry. Are you men examining social media? Yes. We are examining the social medium that we are using. Jacksonville partners obtaining knowledge of it, and the ability to verify that the government was investigating social media. Tweets police in Tampa said that Fulio was enraged after revealing his whereabouts to his ops went to a secure location, but they brought their error in using social media. They notify others of their whereabouts. To and for their greatest bombshell, every police officer was about to make an arrest in the case of Fulio. I promise you that we will be getting back to you on, and in that instance, making an arrest. Thus, why is Ace on the feds and should he be afraid? Monitor his social media activities closely, as well as his most recent songs depict a guy who is determined to inform everyone that he murdered Fulio. Ace, while acting alone snooping on Marathon even in the hours before as Fulio approached X, he was shot and killed. Where he revealed the boy's nefarious intentions, Ace posted that same day he arrived. Keep in mind that Fulio was commemorating the coincidence of his birthday or planned assault, as you inform me, but Ace's the self-reporting frenzy didn't stop there. A few hours after Fulio's death, was revealed that young Ace released a brand new song. Title: Execute. The schedule and substance of the song has raised a lot of questions. Ace's goals and the message he wants to convey sending this tune. Let's have a look at a careful examination of the lyrics and audience in response to this enormous discharge. The duet's lyrics are unquestionably aggressive and graphic. Ace raps concerning shooting his rivals with terrifying with accuracy, grout his ass and do his ass. You can see that he rapped and flipped his we stand on his ass and smoke his ass. Business in a separate section, he finishes up by call him, not even by his name. Let's get started. Let's call as I informed them on the phone that they had the low. Do it now. These lines don't provide much to the imagination, conjuring up a clear image of retaliation and violence in the music video. In order to add an additional layer to the video's ominous tone for the song Concealed, one guy is shown being shot by men in what looks like the parking lot of a hotel. The images are ominous and disturbing, reflecting the harsh motives in the lyrics. However, Ace omits any reference to Fulio by name, the date of the publication, and the song's lyrics have inspired many people to think that is a direct reaction to murder of Fulio. But Ace wasn't finished turning on oneself only a week after he published another after publishing Do It. Track the location of his self-taken game. Taking antics, snitching to a whole new degree. The song's words are evil, and there's no question if Fulio is the target, correct? The moment the music video begins, that's a Fulio disc, obviously, as they show off a Don Julio bottle that Ace sips some water before the music begins. Despite the rude beginning to the song sufficient, the lyrics are essentially malevolent. In reality, he clarified what Fulio was shot early that morning and killed 5. I received a call in the morning. What is this dead body lying on the ground? Arrival Mr. 6, I'm yelling out of street. The lengthy 6 in 4 vehicle and Ace raps struck one of the 3 deceased individuals. Around 5 o'clock, the first Fulio died. And other than that, he makes mention to Mr. 6, a term that Fulio often used in his surprisingly. Ace even explains in the lyrics how many persons were in the vehicle it was blasted up, as shown by what's in the police report. And in case you're not sure that Ace was discussing Fulio's, he continued to rap bullets through the murder. With this, the windshield can't miss him. Chopper, the news was abundant in Fulio's bullet-riddled windshield in order for you to connect the dots and to finally. Ace explained why he removed his primary operation and the visit to that cemetery and snapped a photo of Ace rapping for everyone who was unaware that Ace lost his sibling and 2 of their closest pals during a shooting. Fulio proceeded to film a music video for the song's remix, When I See It You, at their burial place, clutching an image of the 3 teenagers who died. If the feds are really searching for lyrics, Consequently, in this instance, social media publishes the ace has provided them with sufficient proof to seal his life sentence, but the feds aren't the only ones gathering proof. Online investigators have been on the case and have discovered something unsettling. Fio could have been arranged by his ops, and his close pal have already began to fall like flies. Filio, who was killed in cold blood, was a desired guy to those observing that he was at the Jacksonville drill scene already. An already deceased guy strolling around. Filio said he was the rapper most despised in Jacksonville, and even disclosed in interviews revealing that he was wanted for head peering inside from the outside. You seem to be the most despised, really. May perhaps be the most despised in right now. How do you feel about Florida? As like you had money on your I'm not aware of any rumors in your thoughts. Streets, the Filio pretended no one was there. Was trying to prevent him from disclosing his location on social media days beforehand media to keep his operations on his where he was when he was shot to death. Filio kept making errors after errors. June 14th was the rapper's day too. On Instagram, he shared a flyer declaring his intention to host his birthday in Tampa, even distributing the moment immediately after his followers informed him that it was unwise for him to even be advised that there were on X places those trying to harm him. But their appeals were ignored. So are you going to withdraw money from your B1 days? I'm not on June 23, 2024. I'm afraid of you all. The rapper made the decision to visit Tampa. In honor of his 26th birthday, he disclosed his appreciation on a social media post. Thank you, God, that I am able to see an additional year, and to commemorate another. Filio even posted on Instagram on his birthday, urging supporters and friends to accompany him for an Arabian pool party in Tampa. The occasion was widely publicized on social media, touting a fun-filled evening and celebration. Today is the start of the pool party. You already received the address at 5:30. You have the address, pull up, dude. Now DM me with the address if you need it. The pool party begins at 6 o'clock. Began explosively as the rapper posted photos from the celebration on his Instagram story featuring lively throng in a joyous attitude. Struck me drinking. Since I don't really drink, I'm grateful to everyone that showed up for my happy birthday. You understand what I mean. Happy birthday to those of you who had placed them in the OK. Damn everyone. This on a 3-man 1-2-3, but the celebration was cut short when the cops came. The organization was shut down. Had gone above the permitted number of occupants permitted at Airbnb, requiring them to depart in accordance with Filio's lawyer Louis Fusco. The gathering became too boisterous, attracting the locals' attention. Law enforcement and police officers arrived at the setting, as well as because of the overcrowding. Considering noise concerns, they made the decision to close the party that Filio was attending. Instagram, as a way to vent his annoyance, said that the authorities had closed down threw him out of the Airbnb party, and we were shut down and expelled by the police. We shared Filio and his entourage on Airbnb. Decided to move the celebration somewhere else. They moved to Tampa for the holiday. East Fowler Avenue North, in the hopes of maintain the birthday festivities. We arrived, everyone, my birthday dude. Music approaching. I am aware that we are as deep as 20 hell. Yet as the night went on, the festivities took a fatal shift. About 4:40 a.m. gunshots burst outside the hotel, with 2 automobiles being fired at, striking 4 individuals. With the Julio was among the people hit by gunshots. Later on, Filio, the Tampa Police Department verified that 1 fatality had occurred, and 3 more people suffered injuries in the firing. And as Filio completed the burial error of disclosing his whereabouts, it seemed to fans that the rapper had been brought to light by those who were close to him. Turned to face one of the party girls. Some followers claim that she assisted in organizing Filio's celebration and assisted in setting him. Seeing her postings from that evening revealed that she and the rapper were together, but one post was quite dubious and appeared to provide their whereabouts. So what's going on? Truth be said, 18 Julio Filio is open till 6. She shared the extensive denial on social media. Participation in the rapper's slaying after her several death threats she received from Filio's followers. Her Instagram to refute what she said because she just shared the rapper's approved. We just posted a narrative that he gave us permission to publish for us. He is the position of our flyer in a post to which we were tagged that the creator of the piece uploaded the whole. Nothing went wrong on the night. Vid no, this was just negative energy. Unexpected given how well the evening proceeded. Please put an end to the false rumors and posts that are completely false and inaccurate information that she shared. There was also conjecture that Filio was backdoored. Based on online reports, detectives one of the murder suspects present at. Additionally, Fulio's party is near one of this is none other than a homeboy of AC. Even posted him was a man named Misley Fulio. The night he was slain, I received he looked out for my brother while I was with him. Oh my goodness, Misley's birthday has been seen beside one of Ace's associates, Backstreet rapper. In actuality, barely 3 months prior to the assault, the pair took taking a joint trip to Mexico that perplexed the web, and the whole comment section was spoken. And now the hypothesis has surfaced on the internet claiming Backstreet was given the drop on Fulio by Misley, who, after that, shot him in the face. Notwithstanding, these two are only conjectures. Receiving death threats already from supporters of Fulio, and perhaps affiliates were they indeed planning to have Fulio slain, and the gang will be gone after Fulio. De-escalation of the conflict is unlikely. Fulio's Instagram page posted a threatening remark on Ace's diss track post. Allegedly, Fulio's affiliates have already located the corpse of Darius, 29. Beals passed away shortly after Fulio. One of Darius Beals's brothers was LOL, the most feared shooter in Jacksonville. Leaky LOL Leaky belonged to a group named 1200, a group closely associated with AC's crew, and they even had identical operations, Fulio included, but Leaky was filmed and apparently died back in 2020. Fulio partners are excavating historical wounds to revenge for the rapper's passing. It's just it will not be long until Ace becomes a target, as Ace struggles with his firearm accusation and possible detention for Fulio's death. Let us not overlook the many rappers previously incarcerated for comparable. First up is the murder of circumstances. Melly, who collaborated with Fulio on songs previously, Melly is presently detained in Florida's Broward County Jail for allegations so strange that, even if true, may turn him into one of the worst rappers ever. On February 12, 2019, police detained Melly in relation to the passing of his two companions, Anthony Williams in sacking of Chaser and Juvie Christopher Tansfield house, but refrained from entering. Ultimately, he acknowledged that he had went inside and searched for narcotics behind a sofa, but left the residence shortly after, not discovering any since Take was a child. He was given a house arrest order while pending hearings for certification. The rapper chose to remove his ankle monitor and flee, turning become a fugitive after Take's conviction for both murder and given a 55-year prison term. Although he didn't not very fond of it, the rapper began to social media to express his annoyances and declare war on the criminal justice system. Racism, in his opinion, he would have if he was given a lighter term. If I were a little white child, I bet had they given me 55 years instead. I was accused of acting as the smallest part when I was 16. They may have legitimately contended that my thoughts weren't completely formed, so I provided rehab for me and another first potential for maturity. Take even suggested that he had a white co-defendant girl received a mere 10 years of probation without even needing to negotiate a price. Prosecutor: one of the people I was accused of like me, a 16-year-old white girl. They refused to recognize her as an adult, but they verified my adult status with the pimp. 30, I got 55 and she got 10 in the end. Probation for years without an agreement. That girl now at home. Take will must service for a minimum of 27 years prior to being youthful and eligible for parole. Ace could likewise encounter a similar protracted penalty in his gun case if proven guilty. The situation will worsen for him if he charges it is discovered that he is connected to. Is Fulio going to be struck in the murder? The RICO charge time will indicate. If you loved seeing this video, press 1 the boxes that are shown on your screen to see further related content.